Hi, everybody. David Dilling here from Markzware, and today we have a special guest, one of our PDFMarkz users, Christina. Christina, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Excellent. It's finally a sunny day here in the Netherlands, so we're very excited. I don't know how the weather's been in Pennsylvania, but
It's a little cloudy. We're having our rains, but overall, can't complain.
cool, cool. And Christine Campbell, she's a product marketing manager for HappyNeuron Pro. And maybe you can tell us, before we jump into the what was the quote here? This process was taking more than 8 hours per packet, and now it was down to seconds with the use of our product. But we'll get to that in a second, Christina. Maybe you can first tell us about who you are, how you got involved in what you do, and who Happy Neuron Pro is.
So my name is Christine. I am a digital marketing specialist, and I expanded into a product marketing manager. So HappyNeuron Pro is my love. It's my baby. We are a digital cognitive rehabilitation software, meaning that we mainly do brain exercises. Many people call them games, but we have more science to our exercises. So we use the terms exercises. Individuals will use our exercises and they've had a patient who's had a stroke, a brain injury, they're struggling with some mental health. We're actually known to really help with psychosis. So if someone's kind of hearing voices in their head, which is schizophrenia, people will use our tool to help rehabilitate the cognitive functions that are deficits because of that.
Wow.
So that's HappyNeuron Pro. We're 20 years old. We're 23 years old, 2000. We started in France, and I work on the US team.
Oh, wow. Awesome. So it's a French concept that's right. Wow. Interesting. And so, but you started out as a designer or were marketing side?
I was a marketer. That's what I came on. And so we use worksheets to bring traffic to our website. Wow. So all of our worksheets were used to help say, hey, we're a software, but people don't know that there's a digital software to do what they do on the worksheets. So that's where our worksheets came about. And so we were creating PDFs and InDesign files. And some people were building Illustrator files or making them on Word documents. And so it was a whole lot of mishmash.
Right. So how did you get in? Like, you're not, would you consider yourself an InDesign user or? Right.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty advanced in my InDesign. All Adobe, I'm pretty advanced. I mean, the only places I struggle with Adobe is After Effects, but I don't know.
Me too.
That really use After Effects if you're not a motion designer.
Right. Yeah, that's a whole different world, And, very interesting. But do you use Premiere Pro as well, or? Mm-hmm. Wow, interesting. Yeah. So, you use InDesign heavily. Are you in InDesign like every day or every week, or?
We're using InDesign. My team uses InDesign pretty much at least 3 times a week. We're building worksheets. We're building handouts. We're in InDesign. We're in Photoshop every day. We're in Illustrator every day.
Right.
Those are our 2 go-tos because we're graphics first, but InDesign is where we put everything.
Right. And maybe you can tell us a bit more about your workflow, any other software tools or services that you might use?
We use Asana to track everything and manage how we're workflowing. So how we used your tool is that our worksheets is our main traffic generator. I will design in a Google Doc the content for the worksheet. I'll use Asana and I'll sign my designer. I'll tell her, hey, here's the content for the packet. And then when she builds the packet, she'll sign it back to me. And then I'll look at it in PDF, leave any comments, change anything I need to change, send it back to her, and then she'll send it to someone for external review. And then she'll assign it back to me, and then we post it and email schedule it now.
Wow. Okay. Now, how did you hear or learn about Markzware?
So we had this massive problem. Our problem was we had 15,000 downloads a month on our worksheets. It's a great problem.
Yeah.
However, that's a lot of content that's just being out for free. And so we needed to monetize our free traffic because people were coming and then not engaging, not staying because they were just munching and going.
Yeah.
And so we need to make better content. We needed to have better resources. And so we were like, all right, we'll make an e-commerce store. So we actually have a whole e-commerce store that's just for worksheets. We sell memory worksheets, language worksheets, any kind of worksheet you need, it's there. We found you because my coworker who's in France and I were like, how are we going to transition everything? Like, how is this going to work? And so we're like, okay, it should be fine. It should be easy. No, because
look on the positive side, right?
some of the files had one designer that was here before me, she was using Illustrator to design PDFs. And I was like, why are you doing this to us? And then some of them had no design files. They were just PDFs. And I was like, I can't, like I had to rebuild and restructure every packet we ever made.
Wow.
We were like, okay, maybe we'll just try copy and paste. Let's see if we can do it that way.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
No.
And so Florence was like, let me Google. And so she found you guys via Google and was like, hey, I found this. Do you think we should ask for it? I'm like, done. Like, we bought it right then and there. I was like, I'm sold. And when I say it was taking us a whole day just to rebuild one packet. We could just build, sort it, and then it would just be done.
Wow. So when you say packet, that was like, I think you said it was 6 to 8 PDFs or something like that in each packet?
Yeah. One of our packets, our bigger packets it's about 4 individual packets that we put together. And then our minis are one packet that's just by itself. So our minis are anywhere from 3 to 11 pages. And our normal packets are anywhere from 12 to 48 pages.
Wow.
And so there was so many different PDFs. It was all over the place, and we had a deadline that we needed to get.
Wow. And so was it you who was using the PDFMarkz, or was it your colleague, or?
Me. Yeah, so she had a PC.
Oh, right.
It wasn't working on her PC. So I sat there for a couple of days, just like in between my other projects, coming in, exporting, like fixing it, like having everything go through Markz and then out for the InDesign file.
Right.
And I was like, all right, here's this one. And then her and I tag teamed on fixing them all.
Wow. Yeah, just so you know, actually for the people watching, there is now a Windows version of PDFMarkz as well. It's called PDFMarkz SE, and that's available. So that's for your colleague next time, But so cool. So you just, it's a real easy process, right, to convert with PDFMarkz.
Oh, yeah. So great. So easy.
Just click.
Click and done. And from what would have been hours upon hours, and we were getting so burnt out, was done in seconds.
And were you using PDFMarkz where you automatically, you drop the PDF in PDFMarkz, you get a preview? Were you then exporting to IDML, or were you clicking the Open in InDesign button, or how were you exactly?
I was doing Open into InDesign.
Okay, cool. And then you would open it up. Were you using the extracted images from the PDFs? Right, because you didn't have the source images anymore.
I had none.
Oh.
Some of them I had none.
Yeah.
So it was, a lot of it was and then it was cool because it'd be like find extract images from behind, like there's a layer behind the layer behind it with people to read. And I'm like, oh, that person, they were just lazy and just copied and pasted over. Like,
yeah.
It makes the PDF was so big.
Yeah, it makes PDF bigger and stuff. Wow, yeah, because that's a really handy thing. People watching is the extract the images, particularly when you don't have the images anymore. So very, very handy.
It was really nice. Because at some points, like, I guess we're gonna have to remake these. Like, how we're gonna get these where it's not gonna be terrible screenshot, and it fixed.
Wow. Were there any particular problems that you ran across using PDFMarkz along the way, or?
Sometimes it would crash, but I'm pretty sure I was running it to like the Markz.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was hammering on
it. Yeah. And it can happen. And of course, if it does ever crash, please do support contact.
I always said it when I was like sending the ticket. I was like, it crashed. I'm like, it probably was me. 100% was probably me beating it up. So
right. So yeah, we like to see those if there's anything we can do. Well, I asked this, but I think it's quite clear. Would you recommend PDFMarkz to other people?
Yeah, it was a tool that was essential for us. I think if we didn't have it, we would still be doing packets.
Wow.
Because we have to constantly release new ones. but to update the old ones takes forever as well. So we probably would just be finishing if we didn't have your tool.
So about how many hours do you think PDFMarkz saved you, or days maybe?
Easily 200 hours.
Wow.
Easily 200 hours, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, now just a couple fun questions. We'll wrap it up here. Have you tried any of this new AI that's out there?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I play with it.
Yeah, and what do you think?
It is great for concepts. It is great to help you pull out the idea, or generate. You type in. We did one recently where it's like cute turtle wearing glasses, like drinking coffee, like just to try and see what it would populate. It was great in the sense of it was quick, easy, but when you're really designing, you need vector items. You need like if there was a tool, maybe if you guys could find a tool that could vectorize and then layerize AI files, but I think it's a nice tool, but I don't see it really taking over too much.
No.
Because you still have to have, my one friend, she does really pretty AI art with it, but she has the verbal skills to tell it what it means.
Yeah.
I will try and do the same thing and it doesn't pull out the same because she has that articulation skills that I don't have.
Yeah. And you got to get to know the AI for what like certain terms will work better. It's not necessarily even like you seem very articulate, but it has to do with just knowing how that AI works and what's going to trigger it to. The prompters are, very important, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I found it useful for just like conceptual things like, blog post on flight checking, pre-flighting, tell me the top 10 problems. And it would actually list, I obviously know kind of more or less what they are, but it would actually list some that I didn't really think of, but it was all pretty accurate, very, very interesting. But I had to correct things, a couple things where it's not perfect,
It's not going to be perfect. It just helps decrease our time, just like text messaging.
Right.
Cut down calling.
Yeah.
It just helps decrease.
Just like Google search helped. This is just another. And have you tried any of that Adobe Firefly stuff?
I am still waiting for my beta access.
Adobe?
I know. I'm waiting. Hello. I'm ready when you are.
Yeah. Where can people get more information on HappyNeuron Pro?
You can go on our website at www.happyneuronpro.com, or you can check out our worksheets at worksheets.happyneuronpro.com.
They did a lot of work to get them done, so.
You guys saved our butts in that ability to get that.
Yeah, well, I would love to hear it, and I really appreciate you leaving the review on our website and taking the time for the interview, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. You too. Enjoy Netherlands.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Get approved. Get content. Be creative. Markzware.com